All right, so I'm here with Emily and Elizabeth, the show's director and producer, and I want to know where you guys got the inspiration for this movie.
Well, it all started many years ago at the Mission Street Fair in San Francisco. We saw a break crew performing, and it was the first time that any of us had seen B-girls, like women breaking for the first time ever. And so it was like kind of this image I couldn't get out of my head, this idea of like a woman spinning through the air. And I love stories of badass women. I just love it. And then we moved to LA to pursue film very soon after that and started to go to underground events. And every time I saw a woman in the circle, I would grab her and be like, tell me your story. How did you get into it? What inspires you? Because I and my sister could really fundamentally relate. We know what it's like to be a woman in a male-dominated world, and especially in like male-dominated artistic world. Like look at Hollywood. And then also, the more we got to know B-girls, the more we could relate to how much that being a dancer is a part of your identity. It's as much of who you are. It's not like, oh, I take a class 2 afternoons a week. No, this is my culture, my community, my identity, and that's how it is for us as storytellers and as filmmakers.
So you really, you really kind of submerged yourself in the culture a little bit to really understand where they were coming from.
And we were lucky enough that very early on, I'm talking to people, a friend said, you know who you need to talk to? You need to talk to Lady Jules. She's the best of the best. And so we got to connect with Lady Jules, and we were doubly and triply blessed that she was actually really interested in looking in pursuing an acting career as well. And so there was an opportunity for us to work together. And Emily can tell you about working with Lady Jules.
So I met Jules, and I was like, can we get a coffee and talk? And 20 minutes turned into a half an hour, turned into an hour. And then I was like, you know what? I live right around the corner from here. Can we just go to my place and talk some more? This was like 2 weeks after we had moved to LA. We had no furniture. So me and Jules are sitting on our floor on the carpet, and there's no furniture.
In an apartment.
And it's empty. And she's like breaking down the 6-step and showing me like, okay, this is this. And it was, there's actually a scene in B-Girl that has its inspiration from that first moment, because she was showing me how in the 6-step, it's often more difficult for women because it's so based on upper body strength, that women tend to drag their butts. And so she was like, look, and so I wrote a scene in B-Girl about, so that a basic storyline of the movie is that the main character goes through a period where she stops dancing, and so she becomes very weak. And so she's practicing again, and this guy comes in and says, you're dragging, you're not strong.
And it came from the very first time we met Lady Jules. So.
And how long ago was that?
That was actually in
2003.
2003.
It's been a little project in the works.
Well, to be fair, it's gone through many stages. We had initially just been sort of meeting people and learning their stories and thinking about, this would be great footage. And then meeting Jules really catalyzed turning that process, that we decided that we were totally not done and we still had a lot to do, and we were going to make a feature.
I think it's awesome too that throughout the course of that time since 2003, we've really seen such an explosion in dance movies. However, not much featuring women and B-girls. Yeah.
And that's been great because it's really helped us out, especially the rise in dance TV. There was no America's Best Dance Crew. There was no So You Think You Can Dance when we started out, and so we had such a hard time like going in these meetings in Hollywood, and they'd be like, really, and we'd have to shake them and be like, trust me, this is cool. People want to see this. And now I'm not saying I told you so, but
you told me so. You can say it.
It's okay.
It's nice. America does love this, and we did say that earlier.
It's awesome. Being a dancer and being with the dance website, we really appreciate that you guys are telling these stories. What message are you really hoping to get across with this movie?
Well, the kind of core theme of the story is about confronting your fears and embracing who you are as an artist, as an individual. It should be very universal because we're not dancers and yet we can relate. And so everyone has the things that inspire them and that they love to do, and there's risk involved in that. There's fear of putting yourself out there, and we just want to tell people that it's that facing that fear is worth it. Whatever the reward that you get after that, even if it's just in the eyes of the people who respect you, is worth every bit of uncertainty that it takes to get through that.
And on the same token, you guys are being rewarded for all your hard work. You're getting to see this beautiful story being told, and you're getting well received from everybody. So
thank you. Yeah, and it's really just a blessing, the people that we've met along this journey, because they've enriched our lives in so many ways.
And is there talk of doing anything from here? B-Girl 2, another dance movie?
Well, people have asked us about that, and we would love to. We would love to, because we've just been had so much fun and learned so much and had such a great time in this community and making these movies. And so we'll see. I think a lot of people on a business side want to see how the DVD does over the next couple of weeks, and so fingers crossed it does really well. And then hopefully another B-Girl. Yeah.